For the Assistant Secretary, is it true that the department has responded to over 1,400 congressional letters since January 2021? Does that sound about accurate?
Yes.
And recently, with the expiration of Title 42, what effect did that have across the workforce to try and control the migrant flow at the border?
With the lifting of Title 42, it was an all-hands-on-deck approach. If we take the Office of Legislative Affairs, for example, we conducted over 40 member-level engagements, staff briefings, engagement with stakeholders, and so I would say that it was all hands on deck.
And Mr. Uriarte, Assistant Attorney General, am I right that there've been 5 letters sent to the department from this committee, and each letter has been responded to? Is that right?
On the specific school board's topic?
In the month of June, sorry. In the month of June, how many letters were sent to you from this committee?
That sounds correct, sir.
Is that 5?
Yes, that sounds
And
correct.
have all 5 been responded to?
That sounds correct, yes.
Madam Assistant Secretary, I want to talk about the Disinformation Governance Board. Are you familiar with Nina Jankowicz?
Yes, I am.
Who is she?
She was an employee through the department, as I understand it, related to the Disinformation Governance Board.
Are you familiar with a post that the chairman of this committee, Jim Jordan, made with respect to Ms. Jankowicz?
I'm not.
Not familiar with a falsely manipulated video of her head on a poster board which was altered to make it appear as if she supported a tool to alter Twitter posts?
I am not familiar with that, member.
Well, we ultimately learned, in light of the chairman doing it, that Ms. Jankowicz and her family received tens of thousands of death threats because of actions by MAGA individuals, including the chairman who put that up there, and she had to engage private security. And this happened at a time, I believe, that Ms. Jankowicz was 9 months pregnant. And again, it was a misrepresentation to suggest she had done something she had not. Is there a cost when disinformation comes from Congress to the employees at DHS? Do they receive death threats? Are they put in danger?
Ranking Member Swalwell, I would say that there is always a human cost when individuals are encouraged to behave poorly or believe mistruths.
With respect to your agency, is it true that your agency has voluntarily provided, Madam Assistant Secretary, 5 employees for transcribed interviews? Is that correct?
That's correct, Ranking Member Swalwell.
In addition, will Secretary Mayorkas be freely appearing before the House Judiciary Committee anytime soon?
Yes, he will be appearing in July.
And what else is your agency doing in response to the chairman's requests, as well as other committees with oversight jurisdiction of the department?
I appreciate that question. We are providing transcribed interviews to several committees of jurisdiction. The Secretary has testified 5 times already this Congress. With respect to this committee and the request to appear here, the Office of Legislative Affairs provided a briefing in May to discuss and scope the request from the committee, and we remain open to engagement and providing additional information as needed.
Thank you. And Mr. Uriarte, just so I understand, I know this is a prosecutor, but for the public, will the department ever, in your mind, has it ever in the past, will ever in the future, pierce grand jury secrecy in any investigation because a Republican or a Democrat asks? And why won't you?
Well, Congressman, thank you for the question. As we've discussed previously, the department has a number of different confidentiality interests that are at play when there is an ongoing investigation. And those include information that would relate to the grand jury secrecy rules, which are, of course, statutory rules that require secrecy of information that is that is involved with the grand jury. And so that is an additional protection that we must take into account whenever we are talking about these types of congressional requests, including congressional requests that involve ongoing matters.
Thank you. I yield back.